le nostre interviste.
Oggi a Fatti Sentire siamo andati virtualmente oltreoceano e abbiamo con noi il cantautore californiano Matt Jaffe. Hi Matt.
Hi.
Welcome to Liberi Tutti.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. A few weeks ago, two beautiful songs of yours, Voodoo Doll and Time Traveler, have been on Liberi Tutti. But now, please, let us know something more about you and your music, please.
Well, I started out in 2006 playing at open mics. You have open mics, I assume.
That's a showcase.
Yeah, you know, or usually at smaller venues or coffee houses where anybody can get on the stage and play usually 2 songs, 10 minutes, whatever. And I started doing that when I would have been 11 years old, and I wore this fedora really low over my eyes so that I didn't have to look at the audience, because, you know, eye contact is a struggle. But I started doing that, and a lot of people ask me like when I decided to be a musician, but really the way it's happened, there wasn't any single moment that I decided. Things have just sort of led to another thing. One gig, someone sees you there and they say, hey, you want to do this gig? Do you want to come into the studio? So that's sort of how it's gone. It's sort of snowballed. Do you guys use that word?
Sorry, just a minute, I have to translate a bit in Italian.
Yeah.
Matt ha iniziato nel 2006 esibendosi per questi open mics, che sono praticamente questi show che si svolgono molto in America con artisti che di solito fanno 1 o 2 esibizioni e di seguito subito dopo ci sono gli altri, ecco, si succedono, quindi microfono aperto, ecco, letteralmente. So, can you keep on?
I pick out 1 or 2 words in there. So anyway, this kept going until eventually this guy Jerry Harrison, who was in the band Talking Heads, he saw me perform and invited me to record with him, and that was a big moment. And I played with a band in the studio, so I started forming my own bands, playing with bass players and drummers. Until that point, I just played by myself, acoustic guitar and singing. And we played a bunch, and then I guess 4 or 5 years after that, I decided to leave college because I knew I really wanted to do music, and that was now 7 years ago, I guess, which is very scary to me. I mean, that's a big percentage of my life. And anyway, I mean, lots of different things have happened, but those are sort of big moments. The open mic, meeting Jerry from Talking Heads, leaving college. Those are certainly 3 big things.
Matt ha avuto durante questi open mics, una volta è stato notato da Jerry Harrison dei Talking Heads, scusate se poco, e quindi è stato invitato nel suo studio e ha potuto conoscere anche tutti i musicisti del suo entourage, diciamo. E lui stava poi, qualche anno dopo, ha iniziato a frequentare il college, ma dopo qualche semestre, avevo letto anche questo, l'ha abbandonato perché ha deciso: io voglio fare questo nella vita, voglio fare il cantante, l'artista. So I think I want just to say this. I think a lucky fate is important, but it needs more to become a true artist, you know. What did you learn from Harrison?
Let's see. Well, a lot. I mean, I was let's see, so 2010, 11, so I was about 16 years old when I started working.
Avevi 16 anni, wow.
Yeah, so I mean, I could probably write a short book about the things I learned from him, but I think
cose da dire.
Being in the recording studio, I'd never really been in a studio before, so learned sort of like the professionalism needed to take advantage of that space and that time. I learned how to play with a band. I really hadn't played with them, and it's an education learning how to play with other people. And I think just sort of a work ethic, because we recorded every day for like a full year. I was in high school at that time, so I would get home from school. Yeah, well,
studying and then.
Yeah, I would get home from school, do whatever I had to do, like algebra or whatever, and then go to the studio at probably 5 p.m. and we'd be in there till midnight, really. And I think this just instilled, work ethic is one way to put it, but I never think of it as work. I think of it more as motivation and the drive to do it. And the way you can have all this inspiration, you can have all of the inspiration in the world, but that's only half of it. You need to also have execution. And I think I learned from him that half of creativity is not glamorous. You have to sit down, and it's almost more like a desk job. It's more fun than a desk job, but it's still that kind of intensity,
A bit of translation. Yeah. Matt sta dicendo che ha imparato tantissimo dal frontman, dal chitarrista, diciamo, dei Talking Heads, andando in studio e ha imparato a suonare con una band, ad esempio, e ha imparato che la creatività sia importante, ma ci vuole anche tanto lavoro. Infatti tutti i giorni andavano lì e suonavano per ore e ore, e lui all'inizio tra l'altro stava ancora frequentando la scuola secondaria, per cui è stato abbastanza complicato. So now it's time to have a listen to your latest single, okay. Weekend Lover. Would you please introduce it?
Yeah, and sorry, let me know if my answers are too long for you to translate. I feel bad having you have to remember all that. Well, this is a song I wrote, not really for somebody, but inspired by somebody, and the general message is trying to be there for somebody in the toughest moments. Here we call it sort of a fair weather friend, when you're only there for somebody when it's easy, when it's a happy moment, when life is
simple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and my girlfriend at the time had a lot of really heavy stuff going on, and it was trying to be sort of almost like a mission statement of saying, like, here's what I hope to be for you. As I wrote in the email to you a couple days ago, it's easier to sing about it than to do it in real life. But sometimes if you write it, you can sort of visualize it. Anyway, that's the basis of the song.
Ok, Matt ci sta spiegando, volevo già farlo diciamo successivamente, comunque ci sta già spiegando di cosa parla questa canzone che andiamo per ascoltare adesso, Weekend Lover. Era all'epoca fidanzato con una ragazza che aveva molto stress e stava affrontando un periodo piuttosto duro, e lui si era posto questo obiettivo di aiutarla, e appunto sta parlando di questo e sta dicendo, però sì, è più facile dirlo che poi farlo effettivamente. So please introduce Weekend Lover.
Yeah, well, here it is, the latest single, Weekend Lover. Thank you for listening. Thanks for presenting it.
Okay, enjoy.
The stars above are almost hidden. The moon refuses to be seen. You can sabotage the sunset or suffocate the dawn, but there's a little light left in between. 'Cause I don't wanna be your weekend lover. No, I don't wanna be your weekend lover. No, I wanna love you on the darkest of your days. You can blame me for the weather, and you can fault me for the rain. The cloth of Inquisition, I'll wear it without tears, and I'll bear the mantle of your pain. 'Cause I don't wanna be your weekend lover. No, I don't wanna be your weekend lover. No, I wanna love you on the darkest of your days. I cannot spring you from this nightmare. It's a cage without a key. You could be light as a feather, or one that floats its way to me. They say that time will make it better, and that there's every chance to heal. I've heard about forgiveness, I've heard of patience too, but they're no match for how you feel. 'Cause I don't wanna be your weekend lover. No, I don't wanna be your weekend lover. No, I wanna love you on the darkest of your days. No, I don't wanna be your weekend lover. No, I don't wanna be your weekend lover. No, I wanna love you on the darkest of your days.
My partner here in the radio, Andrew, was telling me you are very, very similar to David Bowie.
Well, I thank you very much. He's one of my heroes for sure.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it's just a moment. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not only the face, but your voice is similar.
Yeah, I always, I don't get it as much, but early on, a lot of people said I sounded very British.
But yes, but with your own identity, of course.
Oh, thank you. Well, I would have no problem being British. I think they're very cool.
I think you're so creative, great stage presence too.
Oh, thank you.
Your lyrics are so well written, in my opinion. So
thank you so much. It really means a lot.
My pleasure.
Yeah, well, I'd hoped to go to Britain last year. I had some dates planned, but you know,
pandemic.
So I'm hoping next year maybe. I got my first dose of the vaccine about a week ago. So, you know, it's moving in the right direction. Yeah.
Gli stiamo dicendo che appunto assomiglia a David Bowie, perlomeno secondo il nostro Andrea, e lui dice ma sì, già anche altri me l'hanno detto, e anche così, ecco, dicono che sono un po' british, un po' inglese, e spera l'anno prossimo, pandemia permettendo, di poter andare in Gran Bretagna. You're rolling out 2 albums, Undertow and Kintsugi.
Yeah. I don't even know how to pronounce it because it's Japanese.
Pandemic didn't stop you. No, non ti ha fermato, e stai promuovendo 2 album che si chiamano Undertow e Kintsugi. I know that Kintsugi is the Japanese art of repairing ceramic stuff with liquid gold. It's correct? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it looks like gold. I mean, it's sort of an epoxy, like a well, I don't know exactly, but it looks like gold. Yeah.
It's very original for a title of an album.
Yeah, well, well, let me get the guitar, actually. 1 second.
Okay.
So, I have epilepsy, so I had a seizure while I was on stage in January 2019, and I obviously was holding my guitar, and when you have a seizure, all your muscles tense up, so I literally sort of flew across the room and landed on my guitar, and it was totally shattered, just totally broken. I can send you pictures of that state, but anyway, they were able to repair it. I don't know if you can see that, but where that seam is there.
Oh.
So the before, it's good to see how it was before, but totally split in 2, and they were able to put that in a way, and I started showing this to people, and everybody, well, not everybody, but lots of people said, "Oh, that looks like."
We have to close very soon. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. They said, "Oh, that looks so much like the Japanese art form."
Okay.
And that just really inspired me, because it's the idea of taking something that's broken and actually using that to make it more beautiful.
Okay, that's why you answer my question. Okay.
Yeah.
In advance. So Matt, thank you so much for having joined us. You deserve a great success in Italy too, of course.
Thank you. I hope I can visit. I hope I can play.
We hope so. Ti ringraziamo e veramente meriti tanto successo anche qui in Italia, naturalmente. Good luck and all the best in your life.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice talking to you.
For me too.
Yeah.
Hi.
Bye. Ciao.
Ciao.